Nation, today is September 6th, Tuesday. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to a republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, let's cut to the weather with Colton.
Good morning, Vark Nation. As you can see behind me, that today is probably going to be a chance of rain, and a high of 81 and a low of 63.
What's up, Vark Nation? Today's lunch will be chicken patty sandwich, mac and cheese, green beans, and vanilla pudding. Now, let's cut to Aquarius for his interview.
Good morning, Vark Nation. My name is Aquarius. This is my 2.5 year here. I could keep going by myself, but we're just going to go ahead and shoot off into this interview. Angus, I always wanted to ask you why you got into your field.
So I got into it by chance. I went into it going ahead and starting to own a business, and it turns out that I found a passion of mine and something I love. So why am I here now? It's because each and every one of you.
Alright. What is one of your hobbies that you do after dealing with all of us hoodlums?
So one of my favorite things to do is to go out to eat. I love going out to eat, and I also love listening to live music as well.
Okay. Speaking of music, you never mentioned what your preference on music was. You hear all our music all the time. I always wanted to know what your favorite kind of music
was. So country is my go-to. I'm a country music fan first and foremost, but jazz will be something else you'll hear around here quite often. But I'll listen about anything.
All right. How about favorite food? What do you usually eat when you're not in this school?
My favorite food, if it was my choice to pick my meal, it'd be a steak. But what do I really want most days? A giant burger.
Like most of us. Favorite, what do you usually watch for a movie, like one of your favorite movies that you ever like?
Favorite movie, hands down, is Toy Story. I am a Toy Story fanatic, 1 through 4.
Your suit. I see you wear these suits all the time. I've even asked you for one of my own.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite suit that you like to wear, like outside of the school or in school?
Favorite suit is one I don't wear a lot. I have a tux that I'll wear for formal events, and that's probably one of my favorite suits. But my other one every day is just my blue one. So.
Who is your favorite teacher out of all the teachers that you've ever worked with?
That I've ever worked with, there's a lady, her name is Miss Albino. She was one of my absolute favorite teachers. She was somebody who I always say, she drove the Hot Mess Express train, and she drove it like a champion. She was an amazing teacher, an amazing mentor, and I have a lot of respect for her still to this day.
Alright, we'll switch up into something a little bit different. Actor. Who, all time, between whoever you might have as one of your favorites, who is your favorite of all time?
Favorite actor of all time? So obviously I'm a Toy Story fan, so Tom Hanks, that guy can play a role like a champion. There's another dude named Ryan Gosling. It's probably a little more from when I was growing up, but one of my favorite actors as well.
But if you had to choose between one of those
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, I already knew it. Alright, this is the second to last, and then we're done with this. Student. I've always wanted to know who your favorite student was, and don't feel bad if you hurt my feelings or anything.
Favorite student-wise, it's hard for me to say what favorite student is, because right now, obviously, the school year is brand new. Now, we're not allowed to have favorites. I always have a little bit of a top list. But my favorite student is actually not one that goes here right now. I mean, after 10 years of doing this, his name was Josh Ayers. He was my dude about 3 years ago. A guy was somebody who changed my life. It made me realize that sometimes we can do for the long term. He's a pretty amazing dude, and hands down, favorite student to this day.
Favorite book and why?
Oh, favorite book. So favorite book actually goes to one I read in high school, and it's totally sappy, and it is what it is. The Notebook was one of my favorite books by Nicholas Sparks. The movie, compared to the book, not the thing. But let me tell you, that is a book.
Personally, I've only seen the movie.
Read the book.
I'll have to give it a try. The movie
Tap into your inner heart side, hopeless romantic side. Read the book.
Well, that's it for today, guys. Join in next week. I'll have more interviews for you guys.
And that's your news, Vark Nation. I hope everyone has a good day.